Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome back to another video where I'm going through my old art from like GCSE and A-level. I can't work out a lot of where this stuff is going, so this might not be in chronological order, the stuff that I'm showing you now, but what I've got left to show you is my A2 coursework art, A2 art exam, so I might do, that's all in a sketchbook, 2 sketchbooks over there. I might do that in a separate video because there's a lot to go through. So I've got my GCSE art in front of me, which should be quite quick to go through because there's not a lot going on there, and a bunch of AS level stuff to go through as well. So some of it's massive. Hopefully I'll be able to get it all in. I've got my tripod out, so I'll do some over the shoulder stuff, and yeah, let's just explore. Okay, so let's start with GCSE art. A little study of a shell there. Nice. I'm not sure that that's GCSE, I just slipped that in, that's fallen out of somewhere. So barriers, this project is obviously on barriers in the city, temporary barriers in the landscape, control barriers, emotional barriers, organic barriers. Every project starts with a mind map and a collection of random images. How exciting. No idea what this is. I think that is with oil pastel I've created that. Yeah, literally no idea what's going on there. I guess this relates to the barriers theme with the lines of a building. I'm not sure what I've done this in actually. It may be one of those like rollery, yeah, no idea. This is an aerial view of somewhere. No idea where that is. And then I've obviously done a study of an aerial view using oil pastels. This is an artist's work, a fish shoe, and that is my response to that. And I think that's using, like, you know, you have that foam stuff and you etch out the design in that and then roller on the ink. I think it's something like that. Made these little prawns, and this looks really familiar because my sister has kept an art piece that was obviously in response to the same artist, but she's made like a whole dress out of something like this, so that's quite interesting. We did the same artist. Is that a lobster tail? Interesting, like collaged. And then this is a man using a compass. A whole bunch of scarabs and soldiers in armour. I guess it's barriers for protection. All of this is going to go in the bin. Natural forms, so barriers in the natural landscape, and then some artists. Oh, artists were, yeah. Nick Knight is a photographer who focuses on plants and pressed flowers. This piece was made on the 15th of May 1922 and is called something. I think it's interesting because they're all the same flower but are different colours and shapes. I also like the layout of the piece with the plain background. I think it's refreshing and uplifting. I've used this layout in one of my pieces in the series in my final piece. So there we go. That is what inspired this. And this is a photograph I took of a flower and then cut it out poorly. When I was doing my GCSE art, they were talking about introducing the A-level photography course, so I tried to include photographic elements in this to help me with a chance to get on the photography course basically. So this is my first plan for my final piece. There's a lot missing from this, so I don't know where the rest of all my GCSE art is. So I created a composition for the final piece. It's basically a mixture of pictures of flowers. There it is. That's what my final piece ended up being, but I printed it out much larger and mounted it all on foam board. But they're different photographs of flowers that I took, different flowers, and had different compositional arrangements in each section. So I guess it's in response to this. Big old bump evaluation there, which I'm not going to read. These are my photographs apparently. And some more. So this is like initial mark making stuff, I think, just with a biro or something. Some beetles. No idea what I've done this in, but there we go. And that's it. So yeah, quite short. A lot of my GCSE stuff is missing. I have no idea where it all is. Okay, next up I've got a random collection of loose pieces, which I don't know when I created them or for what, but that's quite cool. That looks like oil pastel. Beetle. I did a whole, I know this roughly is AS level art because I did a whole hands piece. That's quite good, isn't it? Quite like that. I was pretty proud of these. I think I will probably keep some of these hands. Not so bothered about that. I think that's a continuous line drawing and a whole bunch of hands. These are final piece for something photography related, but I think it was for an art piece, so I had them arranged in threes. Angela something is the artist that these were inspired by. Yeah, interesting. So I've overlaid seedlings and flowers and things over textures. So that's like a mossy bark there, and then that's, I think that's like a concrete, that's like a bit of wall that's got different colours peeling away. That's off the side of a boat actually in the background. Interesting. Right, this is the sketchbook. I think this is for AS. So there is a whole process going on here. Links and connections, the human body. In this project, I intend to explore the theme of links and connections by looking at how humans interact with other humans, also how they connect with objects and the landscape. I will look closely at body language and visual form. I intend to investigate artists such as Noel Benstead, Jeremy Cunningham and others to enhance my technique and understanding. Some inspirational images there, some pictures of some of the people in my class. So these are the artists that I'm interested in. Rachel Ducker. So this is like sculptural art, and then a critical study. Another critical study on an, oh, I like that. Penny Warden, that's cool. And my response, oh dear, yeah, interesting. Observational drawings of related objects. So that's, I've spoke about in another video, but I've got that wooden man and I obviously used it to help draw. They're quite good actually. This isn't the actual drawing, this is a photograph of the drawing. So this is obviously the sketchbook that I presented. Photographs of the object, lots and lots of photographs of different angles of the wooden man. Some kind of mess I created in response. Little studies. I can't even remember how I made these, what I used, but it looks like ink, like roller ink. Some more artists I looked at, a little bit more geometric and abstract, but looking at human form. And my responses, they're quite cool. Stickmen. More stickmen. Trudy Lynn, so it's more like looking at the body. My response is to Trudy. Oh, I've got those. Those are over there. I'll get those out in a minute. Edward Maybridge, the repetitive horse thing. So my response is different pictures of hands. Critical study, Gary Hume. So that's where these come in. Oh, string drawing. It wasn't a continuous line. A print is a print of string. That's what they are. And then I've got all of these. That's prints of different parts of my hands, is it? Or is it using a light box or something? Not sure. More hands in different positions. They're good. Oh, they're the ones that I flicked through just now. Oh yes, I remember coating roller and ink all up my arm and doing these different prints of different parts of my hand and arm. More of them. Jackie Newell, critical study, continued, another artist, more artist work. I think that's it. So that's that little sketchbook. So I'll get out the massive pieces of art now then. Hopefully it'll fit on the table and in shot. So these are absolutely mullered, so they're all going to go in the bin because they've been in bags and got all bent up, but these are the originals of what was in that sketchbook. So I obviously did prints of my hand over some scrawly writing. So 3 of those, and then I've got a series of white on black. Those, all the hairs of my arms. I could flatten these out, but do I really need prints of my hands? Probably not. So they'll go in the bin, 3 of them together. And then this is the black ink on white paper. So these, I'm not sure what's going on here, to be honest. I think they're photocopies. I think I might have photocopied my hand and then worked into it. Yes. They're the photocopies. So then I drew round the areas that were highlights and then blanked out all the rest. And then this is something a bit different, but I think part of the same thing because it's using that wooden man. Different studies. in response to that artist that had the swooshes around. So I've drawn different parts from those photographs that I took. So that's like an up close of like a ball joint on so it'd be like up close here or something, and then responded in different ways. Done it on a bit of tracing paper, brown paper. Up here it's on grid paper. Stuck it all together and made a composition out of it. That's wax dribbled on. It's quite cool, but I've got nowhere to store that. This is just printing with string. The string is in there, so I think I've sandwiched string between two bits of tissue paper and then roll it over it and go in the bin. Another one that is just the string, and then these are the massive prints that I made of them. Same again, but in yellow, red and yellow. That's another one. I think these are continuous line drawings rather than prints or anything on like tracing paper. Set of 4. I think this is scrawling about creating calligraphy or something to then be used to do stuff over the top of, maybe. That's that then. Okay, here's some more large pieces of art that were in the same bag, but I don't know if they're related or not. Peter Randall, big old soft pastel piece of a shell, and then a whole mixture of different bits that I've drawn on there. A bone, and this is, it's relating to some other stuff I've done, but I've got no idea. I think this is Richard Walker, a response to Richard Walker. So I've got tyre print going through there. Yeah, goodness knows what that's all about. This is commercial building in Crawley, or like up near Gatwick. So yeah, this might have been a final piece for something actually. Yeah. Interesting. And then this is a huge flip file, which I've got no idea what all this stuff is from, but perhaps it's like missing stuff from GCSE, I'm not sure. There's loads going on in here. Goodness knows what this is. Bubbles, I guess this is like mark making, and oh yeah, mark making, experimenting with different things. Basically just a bit of a mess. Daniel Libeskind, so I've drawn a bunch of lines there. Are you trying to draw something? Oh, that's like I can picture it, I can't tell you the name of it. That's a sewing machine. That is also a sewing machine. Violin. This has got to be GCSE, this is like early stuff I think. Little collage-y type bits. Photographs of texture. They're my photographs. And then little pieces that I did. All different techniques. This seems like an experimental stage, I think. Swooshes and swipes, that's like clay, I think. And then this, I know I started doing stuff like this in my A2, so this might be giving the game away a bit for the next video, but some experiments there. Using different materials, that's like a clay slip. Is it called slip? I'm sure that's slip. Looks kind of sinister, doesn't it, that? Like someone's hair, that's thread. But that is definitely in response to an artist piece of work. That's not me being a psychopath. Some of my drawings, different things. I think this is of a crab, and that's some kind of shell. Same again, I think that's the crab. Yeah, that's pictures of shells and crabs and bits and bobs. More drawings of the parts of the shells, and there it is. Nice. Why did I choose to photograph and draw that? More pictures of it. Oh, these are some more experiments from the hands. This is printed on acetate and then overlaid onto writing. Just a different way of doing it, I guess. I was just experimenting with different things. Bones of a foot. Some more hand things. That's the other way around, so that's putting the words over the top of the print. Yeah, they're quite good. There's a lot of black going on, isn't there? It's very gothic. Oh, we did life drawing. Maybe it's from the life drawing class. Maybe they're mine. Interesting. And then some up close shots of different things that I've made. Like textury stuff. So these are digital prints of the photocopies of my hands overlaid with the drawings of the crab and then the inverse of that. That's that. That is everything from my AS level art. So the next video I'm going to go through my A2 coursework and my A2 art exam. I hope you have enjoyed looking through some of my artwork with me. I found it quite interesting. I'm really chuffed with a load of the drawings that I've done of hands. I've actually just like stuffed all of those massive sheets into a bag to throw away, and I'm a bit reluctant to throw away that one that was like a composition of different pieces that I drew of the wooden man in different positions. I quite like that one, but it's huge. I don't know where I'm going to store it, and it's all bent up and stuff, so I think I will end up just throwing it away. Can't take it with you, can you? And I doubt I'll look at it again, so I may as well just get rid of it and make some space for some new stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!